Alright, our next episode is called Elementary Dear Data. It is episode number 29, and it was the third episode of the second season. And it originally aired on December 3rd, 1988. It was written by Brian Allen Lane and directed by Rob Bowman. Plot-wise with this episode, the Enterprise is basically just hanging in space waiting to rendezvous with the USS Victory, and since that'll be 3 days until that happens, the crew takes some time to relax. So in engineering, LaForge suggests that he and Data enjoy a Sherlock Holmes mystery on the holodeck. We did see in previous episodes that Data seemed to enjoy Sherlock Holmes as he studied all of his cases in an attempt to solve some of his mysteries. So that's what they do. They change into some period-specific costumes for it, and they enter the holodeck. But as soon as they meet the first fictional characters in the story, Data immediately solves the mystery. And LaForge gets really upset about that and leaves the holodeck. So they go to 10 forward, and LaForge explains that he was looking forward to the adventure and solving the mystery, and not just getting to the very end, and that Data ruined it by doing so. Now, Dr. Pulaski joins the conversation, and she proposes that Data's nature just requires him to obtain the answers immediately. That's just how he's built. And she also says that Data is not capable of true Holmesian deductive reasoning, only computation. So Data decides to accept that challenge and asks Dr. Pulaski to join them in the holodeck to see if that is accurate or if Data can have Holmesian deductive reasoning. Now, at first she challenges some of Data's abilities when they begin because he's just continuing to use his memorization of Holmesian episodes, even though the holodeck is creating a unique episode in the sense that it's not one pure Sherlock Holmes episode. They're just combining a bunch of episodes together. But she claims, oh, Data knows this, that's why he's able to solve it. So LaForge decides to instruct the computer to create an adversary capable of defeating Data. Now, when the computer responds to this command, it creates a Professor Moriarty that's kind of super intelligent and gives the character access to the main computer. Now, the character actually seizes control of the holodeck and continues to grow mentally, and he finally achieves consciousness. At this point, Moriarty transfers helm control to the holodeck, and that forces Captain Picard to get involved and confront him. So the captain goes to the holodeck to hear Moriarty's demands, who is holding Dr. Pulaski hostage, and the holodeck-generated character claims to have grown beyond his origins, and he no longer is evil, and that he wants to leave the holodeck. So Picard realizes, that's impossible, because they just haven't reached that point in their technology. But he also proposes an alternative. He says that he'll store Moriarty's programming in the Enterprise's computer memory, and in that time, Picard hopes that Federation scientists will learn how to make holodeck-created matter more permanent. And when they do, Picard promises to recreate Moriarty and let him leave the holodeck. And with this, Moriarty returns control of the holodeck to the main computer, and Picard then stores and discontinues his program. And that's the end of the episode. This is one of my more favorite episodes, I would say, of the second season. I like holodeck episodes in general, but I love to see Data really get wrap himself around a character and get really excited about it. I think Sherlock Holmes is cool anyway, and those old stories. So he's really getting into the Basil Rathbone type Sherlock Holmes here. And LaForge, you can tell that he's really into it too. So I just love to see characters having fun being characters. I think that's a lot of fun. At the same time, Dr. Pulaski's continuing to challenge Data and his... she's not necessarily saying that he is not a life form, but she's almost being a little prejudiced against him. And some fans, that really turned people off, that she continued to do that episode after episode. But here she is doing that again, and she gets kidnapped, even though it was her idea to kind of outwit Data. But of course, poor LaForge is the guy who misspoke and said, create an adversary capable of defeating Data, and not Holmes. That was the key there. So, I also noticed, I don't know if you guys did, comment below, does it seem like LeVar Burton has a cold in this episode? He seems very nasally. I'm not sure why that's the case, but apparently during this he, had some kind of a flu or something. I don't know what it is, but I really noticed that in this episode. Watch it again and just listen to LeVar Burton's voice as he goes through that. Hopefully you'll agree with me here. I also liked seeing Daniel Davis in this episode, who played Professor Moriarty. I hadn't really thought of it at the time, but of course he played a character on the TV show The Nanny, if you've seen that, and he was really funny in that. But actually, he is not British, and he actually speaks in a regular American accent, and that really surprised me a lot because I think he does a great job with the British accent. But he's a great actor who I don't think got a lot of credit through the years, but I love him here, and I love him on that show as well. So that's all I have for this episode, Elementary Dear Data. We of course again see Professor Moriarty in the future, and I'll be sure to be reviewing those episodes as we go along. But a fun episode. I hope you guys liked it too. Comment below to let me know whether you liked it or not, and I'd just love to hear your feedback too. Thanks for watching, guys.